Hi, I'm Claudia Sanso, and I'm a longtime resident of the Noble Square, Eckhart Park area, and a member of Friends of Eckhart Park. And on my behalf, and on behalf of Friends of Eckhart Park, I wish everyone a happy and joyful holiday season. Today, I am going to be reading Mooseltoe, which is a wonderful story. 'Twas the season, and Moose was merry. He joyfully tickled the ivories with a tune full of tidings and a flurry of fa-la-las. He was so full of ho-ho-hos, even his moustache had the holiday spirit. And here he is with the ivories, and that's his moustache. It's really out of control. But Moose was more than just a bit merry and bright. He was busy, busy, busy. There was a lot to be done on his list of to-dos. But with orderly organization, a bit of regimentation, lots of imagination, and just plain old Moose know-how, getting ready for the big day should have been simple. Easy. Yes, in all probability, just perfectly perfect. And here he is with a roll of paper, stressed out. He wasted not one merry minute. Moose got moving and put some hustle into the holiday bustle. He went to work. He wrote cards and letters till his hooves hurt. Check. He stopped till he dropped. Check. And here he is, writing all the cards and letters. And here he is, lying on the floor, exhausted from shopping. With, of course, all the presents. He hauled home boxes and bags and presents galore. Moose had gifts for everyone stacked from ceiling to floor. Check, check, check. Then he wrapped, yo-ho, yo-yo-yo. And he ribboned, ho, ho, ho. And on each and every package, he tied a big, beautiful bow. Check and double check. So far, so simple, so easy, so perfectly perfect. And there he is, obsessing, like we all do this time of year. Another look at the list, and Moose headed for the kitchen. He pulled out pots, pans, and bowls, sifted through stacks and racks of cookbooks. He whisked with his left, spooned with his right. Moose baked tons of tins of cookies, check. Tons of cakes, breads, and sweets, check, check, check. He made jellies, sticky jams. Moose roasted a goose and some chestnuts. He toasted marshmallows and yams. Check, check, check. Triple check. Yes, yes, so simple, so easy, but of course, so perfectly perfect. And here he is in the kitchen. And then here he is with all the cookie tins as a result of all his hard work in the kitchen. Decorations were up next on his list of things to do and get done. So Moose decked the halls. Then he spruced up the walls. He beaded, bowed, and mistletoed. He gathered garlands, roped wreaths and holly, jingle bells, sang Noel. Oh, good golly, this Moose was jolly. Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. And here he is stringing beads on his staircase. Last but not least, he hung all the stockings, each and every one with special care. And just in time, too, soon Santa would be there. Check and final check. Yes, sirree, getting ready for Christmas was an absolute snap. And so simple, so easy. And if he did say so himself, Moose thought totally, utterly, completely, perfectly perfect. And here he is with the stockings on the mantelpiece. Here he is putting them up. On that night before Christmas, Mother, little Sissy, Bucky, and Junior looked all through the house. What a job Moose had done. Everything looked beautiful, festive, quite fine indeed. There was just one quite minor problem, if you will. Oh dear, sighed the missus as the five stared at one empty corner. Oh my, oh gee. Pop, what happened? Cried Junior. You forgot the tree. And here's where the tree should have been, and it's empty. Oops. Where would they hang the tinsel, string the popcorn, light the lights? Where would Santa leave his gifts for the kiddies on Christmas Eve night? So Moose pulled on his galoshes and put on his hat. He would find a tree somewhere, somehow, and that's all there was to that. So out went the Moose, braving blustering, blowing winds and cold, trudging through the snowdrifts, courageous and bold. So here, see, he took his coat off a little hook, and now he's out in the freezing cold on Christmas Eve. And Mrs. Moose looks really worried. Moose first hoofed it down to the corner, not a tree to be had. Then he slid around the block. Uh-oh, things were looking bad. He went down every boulevard, street, and little road. He looked down the lanes and alleys. Every tree had been sold. There wasn't a branch, not a twig, not even one lousy bolus bough hanging around. Nope, nada, nothing. Not a tree to be found. And see, here he is, going off. You can see his footprints. And here's a store, says trees sold out. Another store says trees sold out. No tree, sighed a sad Moose as he came home empty-handed that snowy eve. The kids tried to make the best of it. They said, oh, so who needs a tree? But Moose could plainly see they were short on glee. He knew he had to do something, and that's just what he did. In the empty corner, he stood and spread his arms out very wide. Then he smiled at his children, and he winked at his bride. Kids, he declared, fetch your forgetful pop some of that tried and true family glop. And see, here he is, all full of snow, returning home. And he's put up a sign to let Santa know that they don't have a tree, but to put the presents right there. So back came the kids carrying a big pot of glue, and without a word to one another, they knew just what to do. They each took a part, grabbing a strand, taking hold. Then carefully, oh so carefully, they glopped and plopped and pasted and they pressed. They curled and twirled every which way a follicle could fathom, until Moose's magnificent moustache was indeed even more of a marvel to see. See, this is his really long moustache, and that's just one side. Moose was just a few needles shy of being an evergreen tree. They strung Moose with lights from his head to his toes, and draped him with tinsel beginning right with his nose. They hung balls that were shiny and bells that twinkled, candy canes, berries, and plum sugar sprinkled. Then they all stood back. Junior plugged in his pop. Ooh, ah. Yes, Moose was truly one incredible sight. He was glorious and glowing, and boy, oh boy, was he ever a sight. So here's Moose with his mustache all around him, with the lights lit up, and all the candy canes, and all the ornaments. Then Junior placed a star on the top of Moose's head. He gave him a kiss and a pat, and they all headed off to bed. Except Moose, of course. He stayed in the corner instead, still twinkling and blinking and waiting for Santa. Oh, so it wasn't so simple, and it wasn't so easy. And okay, it wasn't so perfectly perfect. But you know what? And here he is again. His mustache is the Christmas tree. It was pretty close. The end.
Hello, boys and girls. We truly hope that you enjoyed the book Mooseltoe. Today's craft project is actually going to be a moose we're going to be decorating. In your bag, I need you to go find the number 4 for our craft project today. You're going to take it out. In your bag, you should have a moose head, your moose mustache, a red ribbon that we're going to use as tinsel, 2 eyes, and some beads for some ornaments. This is a very easy and fun project. We're going to start with our pipe cleaner. We're going to string our beads onto our pipe cleaner. Oh, Miss Walker needs her glasses to see. I'm going to do 3 on one side and 3 on the other. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beads all together. We're next going to take our red twine and we're going to use a little bit of glue on the antlers. We're going to be wrapping it so it can look like tinsel or Christmas lights that were stuck on our dad's ears when the kids decorated him for a Christmas tree. Okay, so it's gonna look something like this. Next, we're going to put on our eyes. 1, 2 eyes. And then we're going to finish it off with a mustache. We're going to twirl it with our fingers. And we're going to put it right here in the middle. When it's nice and dry, it should look something like this. You can put 2 little dots for the nose, and you can hang it on your Christmas tree as an ornament. We hope that you enjoyed. You have a wonderful night. Bye guys, see you tomorrow.